If there was ever a game that took the entire video game landscape by surprise in the early 90s, without a doubt, it was Battletoads. And what made it so popular was the unique graphics, catchy music, and of course the outrageously difficult challenge this game had to offer, which made it that much more fun. The game had a good story too, with a villain you and I would least expect, and wow, does she look pretty. But although this game may have held title of Game of the Year back in 1991, it definitely had its fair share of moments that would frustrate the out of any gamer, let me tell you that. Like that right there. How did I even miss that? Let me try this again. Yeah, you saw that right. In this level, there is zero space for messing up. You miss your target, you lose a life instantly. And I have no idea how that happened, so don't ask me. I guess my timing was off by like, I don't know, 2%? Alright, let's go again. Alright, don't fall, please don't fall! That's it, finally. Maybe now I can get through this. Time to focus. Are you kidding me? Watch this very carefully. As you can see, I went right through it. And this is the part where the average gamer would say, screw this. But although the stage is a pain, it's not impossible. And for every level you complete, you get another threatening message from the Dark Queen herself, as she gets even more aggravated, calling the Battletoads names and such. And also, you get a short briefing by, what's his name? I call him Mr. Bird. Though in some levels, his briefing doesn't help you out in the slightest. He just keeps everything short, and leaves you to discover all the tedious bullcrap on your own, basically. Like that. So let me see if I can beat up one of these snowmen. Their snowballs do a lot of damage too, so watch out for those. Take this. Yeah! And my attack went right through him. Why am I not surprised? But if you think dodging the ice and snowballs is bad, then wait to get further in the level, because that's where you'll see where it really gets difficult. Unless you know how to time your jumps carefully, you're gonna die with one hit, and that's gonna be it. Now let's carry on. What did I miss it by? Any guesses? Now I'm back to the checkpoint and I have to do this all over again. But at least I'll have to start at the beginning of the level. That would be so bad. Whoa! Almost died again that time. You know, people like to say that level 3 is a challenging level. I disagree. Here, even if you have good timing, it's very easy to make a mistake. Because in this level, you have to know when to jump and what kind of jumps to use and how to use them. If you use a jump button, the toad will go high, but if you just tap it, he'll do like a minor jump, but it won't be as high as normal jump is, and it'll be just enough to get you through a level, and on to the next. And here we are in Surf City. Just like level 1 and 2, level 5 is pretty short, but if you don't know what's coming or how to dodge it, that did not even touch me. And again! I know full well that there were other versions of Battletoads that were released too, but back in the day, I was pro Sega, so whenever a game came out for the Sega that was awesome or that could one-up Nintendo in any way, I'd find myself playing that for hours on end until I'd finally beat it. But getting back to the game, this level features something quite different unlike the previous ones. We have snake escalators that go up, down, left, and right. There are no enemies in this level whatsoever, but there are a whole lot of obstacles for you to dodge, mainly spikes. And since they kill you with one hit, your timing literally has to be spot on or you are not seeing the next level. Knowing how to jump, when to jump, and where to jump works out just fine, but if you get greedy with jumps, you're going to find yourself meeting one of the spikes and you'll lose a life. And those last 2 jumps I did seemed like I met the spikes and I was going to die, but I didn't. Why I didn't, I have no idea, but I don't know. This game can be confusing sometimes. I mean, you could think you're going to die, but you don't, and when you think you're not going to die, you get hit. If that makes sense, I don't know. So now we're on to one of my personal favorite levels. Why it is? Well, for starters, right off the bat, the Battletoad all of a sudden can take out enemies with one hit without charging at them, which is pretty cool. The music immediately raises the suspense, and on top of that, there's water in this level. The perfect place for any toad, including a Battletoad. So after beating up a fair share of enemies, perhaps I should have him go for a swim. He's a toad, right? So it shouldn't be a problem at all. Alright, there we go. So you ready for a nice rest? That's just sad. Yet he can swim in future levels with no problem. Where's the logic in that? So moving on, these enemies here, you have to take them out as fast as you can with your charge attack. No matter how high your life is, they too can also kill you with one hit if you're not ready. But this part here, just listen to the music. This is by far my favorite level and song in the whole game, hands down. So unlike the speed bike in level 3, here you have the epic turbo jet, and you have to dodge electricity, yellow fireballs, and later on, missiles, which come at you from above and below as well. But unlike shoot 'em up games, you're not allowed to fire at anything, so your only hope is having good dodge tactics and a sharp eye so you don't get hit. Why did I do that? But you know what? I can't even get upset or mad because the music is so epic that every time I restart the level, I'm like, bring it on, pal. Bring it on. I get mad for like 3 seconds and then I'm back in the focus mode again. And now this level, the infamous Intruder Excluder. In this level, you ask yourself, how high is up in this level? Let me answer that by saying high. Really high. And I'm not fond of getting high because once you fall, you're going to be out another life. So once again, timing and jumping is important. Yeah, that didn't go so well. And what's up with the crazy sound when he dies? I expect to hear that in Mega Man, but not Battletoads. You've got to be kidding me. Did you see how high up I was? That didn't even touch me. I was like 15 feet high and I died. Come on. Alright, I made it past it. I'm getting to the top. I have to. I'm not... Oh! Oh! Man. This is why Toads should never get high. Oh gosh, no, 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 jump, jump, jump! Ugh. Unbelievable! Alright, I need a break. Let me take a breather and talk about the bosses of this game now. First boss is pretty simple. Just wait till he shoots, then grab a rock and throw it at him until he dies. Next boss comes after level 4. Just grab a wooden stick or 2x4, whatever it's called, and lure him into a corner, don't get yourself hit, and just keep on swinging at him until he dies. That's it. And now after getting past that chemical spray or bug spray, whatever it was, I can now talk about this boss right here. He may look easy, but if you take him too lightly, you're going to be blown away. For starters, you want to make sure that you're ducking whenever he shoots so you don't get hit. And just keep on hitting him with as many charge attacks as you can. If you mess up at any time or miss, he'll squash you with his pink carbon footprint. Which makes no sense, because this boss looks like he wears a size 3 shoe, yet it can crush a Battletoad with ease. Most odd. So once again, Mr. Bird shoots off his beak, talking about going through steel spaghetti and watching out for booby traps. Ha! Booby traps in this level are a complete understatement, because here, you have to be ready for that, among all other types of crap he doesn't even bother mentioning. Such as big old tires, electric eels that stalk you, abnormal goldfish that mock you, and sharks that will rock you with one hit. One freaking hit! And of course, I forgot to mention, the rubber duckies are dangerous too, so you don't want to get anywhere near them. Also, if you notice my score count, I ended up dying earlier. I'm going to show you how, so get ready. I was on a roll, and I was doing just fine, until I was killed by... Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Nothing touched me! Nothing at all! You saw it yourself. I was exactly where I needed to be. I wasn't even anywhere near the tire, and guess what? I died! See how cheap big old tires can be? Alright, my score's gone, but at least I can acquire 1-ups again. Alright, anyway, tires aside, now we've reached this level, and your objective here is to overcome the rat race. And for whatever the crazy reason, in this version, the rats don't move a muscle when you hit them. So you're left to just use your speed and agility to get through the level. Here, you have 3 rats to defeat, and each rat that comes after goes faster and faster. First time through it, I got really frustrated because in order to memorize the timing, I had to keep playing this level over and over again until I got it right. At one point, I actually thought this level was impossible, but thankfully, it wasn't. Because with practice, you're going to have all those rats beat, and they're going to have a big boss waiting for you at the end. The rat boss is what I call him. I got a feeling I'm almost there. I'm gonna do it. Come on, I haven't died yet. Keep going, man. That's what I'm talking about. And wow, I think this was easier than the last levels. Once you get used to the timing, the level becomes easier, so you don't have anything to worry about once you reach this level. With practice, that is. With practice. So this boss, Rat King, Rat Spit, whatever his name is pretty basic. Just keep going behind him, kick him, punch him, use charge attacks against him, but be very careful. Be aggressive, but be patient. And you'll have this guy beat. Well, that went well, thankfully. Now on to the next level. And this is where the pressure really starts to kick in. The Dark Queen may seem frustrated, and it may seem like the next level is going to be a pushover, but believe me, this next level will require your undivided focus if you're going to have any chance of passing it. So here goes nothing. This is also a level that I thought was impossible at one point, because here, not only is it a tricky stage that requires practice, but if you mess up too many times, it'll be a one-hit kill. And worst of all, this is the only level that doesn't have any checkpoints whatsoever. So if you come close to the end and you die, you get sent all the way back to the beginning of the stage. But once you make it to the end, the next boss in the game awaits you. What's the name of it? I have no clue. The game calls it the Saturn Toad Trap, I think. But from looking at it, it looks like it could be a pink and white colored swirl basketball for kids. Or volleyball, something like that. I don't know, I'm just venturing a guess. But now, we have finally reached the last level. With a total of 12 levels in one game, normally one would think that a game would get repetitive after a while. But not if it's up to the Dark Queen. Just when you think she's done, she's just getting started. Harder enemies, obstacles that require good reflexes, crazy jumps, all of the above. So here, if you've managed to practice your jumps and timing enough to perfection, you'll be able to get through pieces of the level with no problem. Then you'll have to deal with more enemies, or should I say the Dark Queen's minions. All in a few crazy surprises too, which I'll explain later. There are also some enemies who know one-hit kill moves, so when you get to certain sections, you need to move fast, and no slowing down. Haha, nice! I just nailed the green snail with really fat cheeks, or whatever it's called. And as you can see, I'm timing my jumps very carefully, because if I would have overjumped that or underjumped that, I would have got hit by the spike ball, so yeah. But this thing, on the other hand, all you have to do is grab onto one of the poles and hold on for dear life. However, if you miss it, or if you jump the wrong way, guess what? You're getting blown right off the level, and you'll have to go all the way back. Or if you got a checkpoint, you get sent back there, whatever comes first. So if you manage to pass that, you encounter something so horrible, you just wish it would go away. The worst thing about this level is that annoying yellow snail that you're not allowed to kill. I mean, come on! Every enemy I've fought up until this point, I've been able to beat with a few hits. But the fact that right at the end when this thing is thrown at you, especially when you have to time your jumps carefully, it can be of a pain because it's like a distraction. So let me focus here. This thing follows you everywhere you go, and it can blow you off the ledge at any time. And how did I fall? I was on that thing! It's bad enough that this thing serves as a distraction and that you can't kill it, but right at the end of the game, get the out of here! I don't need a snail stalking me! I don't know how much higher I have to go, but with 3 lives left, it's do or die this time. It's do or die. Yes! Yes! I made it! Yes! Alright! So after enduring all that stress and overcoming the invincible enemy, we finally reached the Dark Queen. And boy, am I ready to serve this Dark Queen a nice can of Unfortunately, the Dark Queen battle turns out to be very disappointing, as well as dragged out, since you only can get off 1 to 3 hits each time she comes down. She has like only 2 attacks. She spins around like a tornado and then uses her all-powerful muscular knee as an attack as well too. But above all else, she's pretty easy to defeat. She just takes a lot of hits and requires a lot of patience to take down. The Dark Queen is tough. She takes like 30, 40, 50 something hits. She takes a long time to defeat. So when you finally manage to defeat her, the moment of truth finally arrives. Her sprite turns upside down and hits the floor like a soccer ball. Isn't that just epic? For 16-bit, I would have expected a lot more than this. So after defeating her, and overcoming all the crazy levels, the Dark Queen gives one last final message, and of course she claims that she'll be back. And then after that, she flees, and returns the hostages to where they rightfully came from. But there is no doubt that after all that hard work and all the hours put into this amazing, fantastic Game of the Year of 1991, that you would get one classic deserved ending. Okay, these are the guys I rescued? Where's my thank you at? But it's gonna get better. I'm sure of it. Wasn't that epic? No unlockables, no credits, no ending screen, just Sega. Also, something I noticed is on the back of the box, the game tells you something about strapping on your blaster. Well, the only blaster I know about in the game is in level 1, where you ride one of the Psycho Pigs that shoots fireballs. But if this is the so-called blaster they were talking about, why couldn't this be in other levels too? Why it's not, I have no idea. But of course, the Dark Queen would honor her vow on returning and would be back for another battle. Only this time, she would have backup.